Hey y'all, how are you doing? This is Roger, creator of Dungeon Crusade with Groovis Games Unlimited, and welcome to part 16. How are you doing? I got a lot to say, but I want to show you what I did because you are going to learn a lot in the series. I'm going to give the greetings and everything. I took the time and I have set up Dungeon Crusade, but with a bunch of extra stuff we're going to discuss. So not necessarily all of this is going to be out to play, but we have Castle Blackwood, and I hope this lighting is good. We got our hero cards set up, got some doors on there, and we have the dungeon UI board set up, and the village board set up. Doesn't that look glorious? And then some of the extra cards that you'll be using. And then just some other stuff out here. So don't think like this stuff, you don't really have to have out like that, but we're going to be discussing a lot of stuff. And so this is one way to set up Dungeon Crusade. You know, you have your main dungeon board, you have your heroes right here, monster area over here, and then you have your village board and dungeon UI board rather, right there. Okay, so let me put this down and just talk for a few minutes and show you what's kind of going on. And welcome everyone. And I want to start off with, I think that's a good shot, right? How about that? Okay, perfect. Anyway, I've noticed that there's a few more people on the channel who subscribed. Thank you very much. We greatly appreciate it. I personally thank you. And I hope you just have a good time here with everything. So welcome to the Crusade. It's nice that you're here. I also want to start off with part 14, where we went over all that loot. And I tell you guys everything. That particular day, I was up for, I think, 22 hours straight. And I just wanted to get the loot video done. It was like, 42 minutes it clocked in at. So I'm so sorry about that. And I was kind of like running low on steam. I'm always highly energetic, but sometimes when I'm run down like that, so I'm sorry if it was a little long, but I hope you enjoyed it above all and learned a lot about the loot in Avalon. However, we are going back to a 10 to 12 minute format so I can get the videos quickly compiled and edited and uploaded for you. So no matter what, we're going to try to stay in that time frame. And I got my handy clock over here. Okay, so I wanted to get that out real quick. And what else did I want to tell you before we get into all this? I will say that you're going to learn a lot in these next few videos. And I guess this is the best time to say this. I've said this always. Yes, absolutely. Dungeon Crusade is a massive game. And I wanted to give that to people. I wanted to give people something very innovative to experience in a fantasy adventure dungeon crawl game. You know, and you probably know already how I grew up playing, Hero Quest and Warhammer Quest and Dungeon Quest. And I'm very fond of the golden age of PC RPGs, Baldur's Gate and Icewind Dale and Might and Magic, Eye of the Beholder, all that stuff. So this is kind of like that in a way. That's the way, at least when I design this. But of course, there's a lot of my personal creativity and imagination and ingenuity into this. But what I want to make a point is this. While this is all a lot, this is easy, guys. I don't care for complex games all that much. And while this is big, I think once I teach it to you, I'm doing a video rule book, you're going to see this is not really that hard. Everything kind of makes sense. With the dungeon UI board, that's very easy. The village board, your hero cards, monster area. So just know I'll always be here for you to teach you about the game and answer your questions. Okay, I'll always be here for you to do that. So I got that out. I did want to say that. And then we're going to shoot over here, and I want to give you some update news because I always want to keep you guys updated in the loop. I'm going to try to bend this down, and hopefully this works. Wow, that actually works kind of perfect. Look at that. Again, because I don't want to keep you in the loop of what's going on. I was chatting with my project manager at the manufacturers and the engineers, and I said there's nothing glaring in this game, but there's some fine tuning that we want to do. And I'm very passionate about this game, as I've said. So we're working on that. I've given them my notes some things that we had to see. And it's simple things, guys, like alignment of a few things and saturation and color. So that's the, those are the things that we're adjusting. And they said, whatever we need, they will do. So Wingo Games, thank you. We love you. And they always want to help. They always want to make sure that the product is perfect. So I have nothing but good things to say about Wingo. A change is you're going to be getting clear bases, and I got our Cleric Faith to kind of show you the clear bases there, and hopefully there. Look at it. Look at how nice that looks. When I envisioned this game, for whatever, I like colors. I love colors. Green is my favorite color. But I pictured silver or gray bases for the heroes, and we've been using that. They don't carry these. That was kind of weird. I thought they would. But I think you'll like this better. We're going to be going with clear bases for all the heroes. And I think a lot of people wanted those. So they will be clear. That's what you'll be getting with Dungeon Crusade. There was that slight change, but I think for a better one. And then, of course, if you can see down here, here's our Guardian Razorfang. Get too close with him, like that. And then all Guardians will be on purple bases, which has always been the same. Try to get him up there. Focus. Well, anyway, there he is right there. So there is our Guardian Razorfang. Guardians will always be on purple bases, and then your minions down here will always be on red, green, and blue. Let's see if I can get those for you. These are overgrown black rock vipers. And these are another creature I created for the game, and they're very nasty. And you'll be hearing a lot about all of these monsters coming up. But remember that blue ones are the normal versions, while red and green, are the elite versions. And I got their monster cards here. And what you're going to do is, I always said the color code stuff in games. It makes this more sense. If you notice, see the crystals here at the top? Put that close here. But see that, like the crystal, there's the blue one, there's the green one, there's the red one. That, again, corresponds with those colors there, so you can keep track of them. So when you see a red and green, they're going to have some kind of nasty ability. And then the blue ones always have the origin stories of where they came from in Avalon. So this one, the Blackrock Vipers come from the crags in Avalon. And if you want to see, the crags are way over here, if you can make that out. You see that in there? So there's the crags. That's where those things come from in Avalon. So I just want to let you know that little tip, what's going on. And so now we're going to get going. Again, I'm very excited. I'm loving this series with you, and I hope you're enjoying it too. But I'm going to try to move more briskly for you. I want to start off with this. Now that you've kind of seen, this is one way to set Dungeon Crusade up. You know, how I have it here. This, of course, all won't be here. This will all be moved. Your monster area, as monsters come out, you're going to be putting them here, you know, as they come out. We're going to be going over the phases of the game in the next, or the video after the next one. So, again, you're going to learn a lot about this game in the next videos to come. But before I stop this one, because we're going to stay within that format, let me explain to you how you beat this game. Maybe some of you are wondering, well, how do you beat this game? Like, what, you know, how are your heroes victorious? And that's real simple. And I've talked about this before, and now I can actually show you. So we're over here at the Dungeon UI board, okay? This is very, very simple. See right there, those quest tokens there? I'm gonna rest my hand there. Okay, notice it says level 1. That's quest table 1. See that little like present there in the middle? That is, that represents Celebration Day. When the heroes complete quest table 1, they're teleported to the village for Celebration Day, okay? When they're done with that, they move on to quest table 2. Tougher monsters are gonna come out, new monsters that you haven't seen before. and the game is gonna get harder. When they clear that, they have one more second. They have a second celebration day. Clear that up, and they go on to level 3, to this quest table. And these are, again, new monsters you've never seen before. They're tougher. And while the heroes can level up to level 3, monsters in the game, champions and guardians, can level up to level 4. So the game does get big time hard. So this is what I was saying. Let's say that, like this one, kill the guardians. When you set your scenario, put that there. When you set your scenario, hopefully that comes into focus. There's kill the guardians. This, you can set the quota how many guardians you have to kill. If you just want to have an easy game, you could have just one guardian. There you go. You can have just one guardian spawn in. You could have 2, 3, 4, up to 6, even 8 if you're really crazy. Say you killed the guardians on quest table 1, you know, they're level 1 guardians. And let's say that in the scenario you chose 3 guardians are going to spawn. Okay, so you completed that, right? You flip it over and notice how it was an open book. It says cleared, and it is a closed book. So you've kind of like closed the book, so to speak. You've beat that. When you beat your side quest, now the red and blue, these are on quest cards. And then the quest cards tell you how to set everything up. When you complete your side quest, close the book. Cleared. Finally, you're going to take, you know, when you beat your main quest, again, close the book. When those 3 books are closed, there's purity in the dungeon, so to speak. You're going to flip over. This is an Elder Globe. They always start out in red. But when you complete all the quests, you flip it to the green. And that signifies that there's purity in the dungeon for the moment. And then your heroes are teleported. They have 3 more turns where they can finish up what they want. And then they're teleported to the village for Celebration Day. So that's how you beat Dungeon Crusade. So, you know, you'd have to beat it, you have to, of course, clear these, turn that Elder Globe to green. Finally, for level 3, where it gets very hard, you know, clear those quests. Great. So when you have 3 Elder Globes that are glowing green, you've won. You've beaten the scenario. And then, of course, you can move up the difficulty. And I think you remember, if you saw the other videos, how many different options there are. There's always a challenge in this game. And then we'll end with this. And this will be a perfect time. But how do the heroes lose? Okay, so again, this is the village board. The heroes are defending a certain village in a scenario. You know, it could be Hunter's Watch, Witherbrook, Salem Port, any of those. See the terror level here? See if we can get there. See the terror level? If this crystal, this red gem, ever gets up to defeated, the heroes have lost the scenario. And the nice thing is, if you want a challenge, you can set this to whatever you want. Say you want an easy game. We'll set it at 1. Say you want something kind of middle of the road, set it at 6. You want something crazy, put it up to 10. So that way you always have, like, you know, a challenge for yourself. I'd recommend putting it at 1 when you're starting, though. So that is how you lose. And then I'll tell you what, we'll discuss, we'll get this out real quick. This will be a good thing to end on. How does that terror level go up? If a hero ever perishes and is sent over here to the resurrection shrine, of course, the little villagers here, you know, they're freaking out. These heroes are here to protect them and, you know, clear out these monsters. That will raise the terror level up. Okay, so if a hero ever perishes, come right over here and move it right up. There's a monster in the game called the Orc Siegebreaker. I think we looked at him over in the Ancient Runes. He's got a special ability called Rampage. If he becomes a raiding minion, you know, they come out of the dungeon and they raid the village, you're going to raise that up. But he has a special ability called Rampage, where he actually goes, you know, totally chaos. It's total chaos in the village. If that activates, you have to raise it up again. So again, if you get too many raiding minions that run out of the dungeon, you're going to raise that up. If it ever gets defeated, that's it, you're done, you lost. So that's a lot of strategy and tactics right there, where you have to complete your quests, but you got to watch your terror level here. Because if too many minions get out, they'll raid the village and you'll lose the game. Okay, guys, we went, well, it's 15 minutes, but I was glad to show you that so you know how to beat Dungeon Crusade. So let's do this. I'm going to stop this, come back, and we're going to look at cards in the game. So I will be right back.